Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to be back. I hope you had an amazing and safe Happy New Year, and I'm so excited for 2024. So I'm making a different kind of video today, which I'm really excited about. I posted about this on my Instagram, wondering if you guys would like to see how to make a vision board and kind of walk you through that. And there was an overwhelming amount of people saying that they wanted to see it. So I was like, well, I should probably make a YouTube video so I can really show you guys everything, because it might be hard to show you in just under a minute. I really wanted to show you how to do it, like how to even brainstorm your goals, how to write out timelines for things, and show you how to make the board itself. So yeah, I hope you're excited and I hope this helps. First things first, I want to show you my vision board from last year so you can see what exactly I'm talking about and kind of, I guess, proof that it does work. It does help you reach your goals. It does help you visualize what you want for the next year, and not just on a yearly basis. You can do these quarterly if you want, or every 6 months. I like to do it as a year. I like to track things monthly, and then compare things at the end of the year and see what worked, what didn't, what's maybe not important to me anymore, and where I want to shift my focus to. This was my mood board that I made last year. Looking back on it, I think it's actually crazy because almost everything on this board happened. So I guess I'll just start at the top. So one of the things that I really wanted to do this year was collab cosplay photo shoots. I had done individual shoots before, which was really fun, but I wanted to push myself to do things with other cosplayers, to meet new people, make new friends. I actually did a bunch of collab photo shoots, including some promotional stuff for Legends Con. I did some photo shoots at Legends Con. I did some stuff at WonderCon. And I did one at LA Comic Con. So yeah, I definitely did that. And it was so much fun for me to do that, really push myself. And I'm so happy with how all those photos turned out. Okay, the next thing was I wanted to work with Loungefly. And this was a dream of mine for years and years and years. Since I first found that company, I had been obsessed. You guys know I love collecting and you know I love fashion. And Loungefly is pretty much the perfect combination of both of those things. This was a crazy one. Like, I did not expect this to happen this year. And I used Miss Magic with Meg as my inspo photo here. And what's actually crazy about this, and this is what I mean with manifesting works and vision boards work, is because I actually was sent that exact bag by a company that wholesales Loungefly. And then later in the year, I worked with Loungefly again to model a sweatshirt and another bag. So it really does matter which photos you put on here. Try to be as specific as possible, because that's what you're looking at, that's what you're thinking about, and that's what your goal is. Something that I want to point out that I think is very, very important is that it's good to have a mix of vague ideas, more like concepts, and then have some things that are metric based. So say, like I have on here, I wanted to reach 50,000 followers on TikTok, right? So that is a very specific number, and that's very easy to track. But I also have something on here like be unapologetically myself. There's really no way to really measure that or count that, but you know, looking back on the past year, I definitely did do this. And I'm so glad I did, because I really reached my target audience because I was being myself. I wasn't performing. I wasn't trying to do what everyone else was doing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do what I'm excited about. And when you do that, your passion comes through, and that's what really resonates with your audience. So I am so glad I did that. That was definitely one of the best parts of my year. So talking about those metric goals, I wanted to reach 50,000 followers on TikTok, which I came close. I'm right under 40,000. So I didn't reach the goal, but I'm still happy with my progress. That was another big push. Here, a little embarrassing, but I'm going to be honest. I had a goal of 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, which did not happen, but I also didn't post. So can I be mad about that? No, because I really wasn't consistent. I wasn't promoting my YouTube that much, and I wasn't posting that much. So this is an area where I can definitely sit down and say, okay, what do I need to do in order to make this goal a possibility. What do I need to do each week, each month, and by the end of the year, what can I expect? Reading 12 books was a huge goal for me this year. And I actually didn't read any books until June, but I ended up reading, I think, like 18 or 19 books. I fell in love with reading again, and that brought me so much joy, and I joined new fandoms, and it was so much fun. So I'm glad I did that. I love reading, and I'm glad I got to reignite that passion for that again. I also had on here make 12 new cosplays. So I think I made 9, which is still crazy. That is a lot. I don't know why I put 12 new cosplays on here, because that's pretty much one a month. And that's just really not feasible. But you know, I was like, I'm going to set that goal very high, and I came close. I did 9. So I'm happy with that. I have on here Padme's short film, which was another thing that I was like, oh, that would be a really cool thing. But that was another goal that I did not sit down and write out exactly how I would meet it, right? So I didn't even have a script. How was I going to make a short film, right? So it's important to have big dreams, but we got to remember, what are the action steps that are going to take us from the start to the finish? Another big goal of mine for this year was to share more Star Wars style and more of my personal style. And I really did do that, and I'm so glad I did. And I started my Dressing Like series, where I would dress like different Star Wars characters. And I'm so glad I did that, because that ended up being my most popular content, and it's also the content I love to make the most. So it's definitely a win-win. And I had so much fun sharing different cosplay content and just like Disney bounds and stuff like that, even just everyday outfits, t-shirts and stuff. I really, really enjoyed that this year. One more metric goal I had on here was reaching 20,000 followers on Instagram, and I hit 35,000, which crazy. I did not expect that at all. And I'm just so grateful for every single one of you, no matter what platform you follow me on. It really means so much to me that you're a part of my community and you enjoy me sharing my fandom with you. And then the last really big dream I have on here was becoming a Her Universe ambassador. And although that did not happen yet, I was invited through Hot Topic to the Her Universe fashion show at San Diego Comic-Con, and I had never been before. As a Star Wars girl, that was always a huge dream of mine, so that was honestly so special. I had so much fun going to that, and you know, maybe next year I will be there as an official ambassador, so let's dream big. Drink some water. So now that I've shared with you my 2023 vision board, I hope that inspires you to create your own and set some goals this year and dream big, because you definitely deserve whatever you are dreaming about. Okay, so now we're on to the fun part, which is setting the goals and then so let's move on to 2024. What do we want to do this year? What are our dreams and our goals? Since I have a board from last year, I'm going to be pulling a lot of inspiration from it, updating a few of the metric goals. The goals that I reached, I'm going to take off, obviously, and then I'm going to make room for some new goals. So this board in particular was definitely centered around career. You can do that if you want, or you can make it your entire life. You can add health goals to it. You can add relationship goals, finance goals, school goals, personal goals, whatever you want to do. I just knew that I wanted to make something that I could look at every day that would inspire me for my career. Let's get into the fun part, which is now making your own board. So if you do not have Pinterest, go make an account. Pinterest is going to be your best friend when it comes to making these goals and getting inspiration. So if you already have your list written out of what your goals are, that is awesome. If you have no idea where to start and you're already overwhelmed, you're okay. It's literally as easy as making a Pinterest, going to the search, and you can look up 2024 vision board. And there will be thousands of pinned posts that you can use for inspiration and save to your own board. So yeah, look at this. You don't got to worry. What we're going to do is we are going to create a new board. Give your board a title. So we'll say 2024 career. Oop. Oh, come on. I know I can type. vision board. Okay, so immediately it will pop up with suggested pins, and you can just go through and see what stands out to you, see what resonates with you. What's fun about Pinterest is like everything is very aesthetic and creative and fun, so it really adds a lot to the board. You can also simply just search for whatever you already know you want to add to your board. So one of the things I want to do this year is spend more time outdoors. I live fairly close to the beach, but I just don't really make time to go. But it's something that's very important to me. It's very relaxing and rejuvenating for me. So I'm going to add going to the beach to my board. So simple as looking up beach. Look at all these cute little posts. Okay, I like this one because there's a book and I love reading. So I'm just going to save it to right there. It's really that easy. Take your time with this, get a nice cup of tea or coffee, put on some good music, and just let yourself be inspired. Have fun with this. Don't take it too seriously. The point is that it is going to inspire you to be more creative and reach your goals. Okay, so I spent some time on Pinterest and I saved a few things. I always like to include some text posts, so some inspirational quotes or just things like that. So on here I have what's the best that could happen, and if you weren't ready, you wouldn't have the opportunity, which are things that I need to remember. So some of my goals for 2024 are that I want to do more creative things like painting. I want to spend more time with my girlfriends. I want to read even more. I want to do some editorial photo shoots, kind of play around with photography, both in front of the camera and behind the camera. I think that would be really fun. I've also been working on a Star Wars fan fiction that I want to not only share that, but I also want to make cosplays of the characters I create, and I want to do photo shoots with them. I also want to do a webcomic with my husband, who's an artist. So that's a really big dream of mine this year. That's definitely a huge project. But I'm really passionate about that and I want to make it happen. Another thing I have on here is attending a Star Wars premiere. Obviously, as a Star Wars fan, that would just be absolutely insanely cool. So I have Miss Natalie Portman from the Phantom Menace premiere on here. I have another text post that says, I will attract the right people by being myself. I think authenticity is really, really important online. And that is something I really value myself when my words. I think authenticity is really, really important. And I really appreciate when other people are that way. So that's going to be very important to me this year. I also have a cosplay that I want to do, which is Princess Leia in her comic book jumpsuit. So I'll have a goal for cosplay in general, but I was like, I'm going to put the specific cosplay that I want to make on here. And then like you guys saw earlier, I have the post about going to the beach. So I am going to add a few more things here. So I'm going to source some other posts. I like to also go on Google to get specific things that I want to put on the board. I also like going on Instagram and looking on there, taking inspiration from my friends. And other people I follow because I take a lot of inspiration from Instagram. Okay, so now I'm going to take screenshots for my metric goals. So that's very simple. This is TikTok. And then I'm going to do Instagram. And I'm going to do Instagram. Just crop this. And then YouTube. Now here's the fun part. Now we are actually going to make the vision board. There are a lot of different ways you can do this. The easiest way that I have found is just going on Instagram stories, making the background black, and then adding in the pictures, and then that way you can add over text. You could also use an app like Canva or Procreate, but you do have to pay for those and they are not as user-friendly as an Instagram story. So I'm going to show you how to do it on Instagram because I think that is the easiest way. So you have all of your pinned posts. You're just going to click on the post, hit the top right, the 3 dots, download image. And you will do that. Play around with this. You'll figure out what formatting works and what you want to be bigger or smaller, like something like this. We can put that in the back. And what's nice is Instagram now has this feature where you can move things forward or backwards. So it makes it a lot easier to do things like collages and stuff. This is a big one, so I'm gonna put this here. Yeah, just play around with it. You can do different shapes. Move this forward again. The last one. Put this here. And now I'm going to add those metric goals. So what I like to do is just put these, and then I will type out the goal that I want over what I currently have. My TikTok goal this year will again be 50K, and I will just shrink that and put it right there. And then, oh, okay. So my Instagram goal this year will be 50K. So I just type that out and put it over there. And then TikTok, I would like to also hit 50K. So I put that there. I'm going to make this black so it stands out. And then for YouTube, I'm going to set a much more realistic goal and put 1,500 subscribers. And I like to add little stickers and stuff. Usually put stars or hearts or something like that, just so it's cute. Kind of fill in those little dead spaces. Maybe I'll put a droid. Put R2 on here. He's so cute. Okay. Let's put this one. Put him up top. Gonna put 2024. Maybe this font. And I almost forgot to do one of the most important things, which is write out the actual goal onto the vision board. So I have a picture here of a bunch of girls at the beach, and one of my goals this year is to spend more time with my girlfriends. So I'm going to type that out and put it underneath the photo. Might do a fun color. Which color should I use? Let's do pink. I'm feeling pink. Okay, so that is my finished board. I'm going to save it. There it is. Hey, it's Editing Bella. I forgot a few things that were very, very important to me, like bringing back my Star Wars style blog and boutique and having a podcast sponsor this year. So I had to redo my board and add those things, but it's done and I love it. Now, this is the most important part in my opinion, and that is to set the vision board as your phone's wallpaper. You can also do this on your tablet or your computer, or if you even want to print it out and put it up on your wall, put it somewhere that you can see it. Because the most important thing about a vision board is that you are seeing it over and over, and you are being reminded of your goals and you're working towards those goals. Because if you sit down on January 1st and you write down all of your goals and you set all these new intentions and then you forget about it, it's not going to work, right? So the point is that you are seeing your goals every day. You are being reminded of what's important to you, what matters to you, and that you visualize your life, how you want to live it, and then you live it out every single day. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this inspired you to make your own board. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I would love to help you even further. You can keep up with me throughout the week on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And you can also check me out on my podcast, Punch It Chewy Podcast. We upload weekly every Wednesday if you want to check that out. And if you aren't already subscribed to me, please consider subscribing down below. I would really appreciate having you here. I have so many fun things planned for 2024 and I can't wait to share them all with you. Thank you so much and may the force be with you. Bye.